welcome to Trendy Tailgate's first podcast, Trendy Tailgate Talk. Today I will be explaining how we started Trendy Tailgate and how to make one of our more basic t-shirts. Trendy Tailgate began in my college apartment with my college roommate Emma. Emma just got accepted into the Ohio State University for graduate school. She was super excited because this was her top choice. Emma and her family are huge Ohio State fans. Right away, she went to Etsy to look for trendy tailgate clothing, kind of where we got our name. Etsy is a website used to sell custom or vintage goods. She went searching for stylish sweatshirts, tube tops, crop tops, etc. All your cute tailgating gear is usually on Etsy. We both noticed that the pricing was ridiculous. It was like $40 for a tube top, $60 for a sweatshirt. I mean, they're even charging like $25 for a pair of socks. I looked at Emma and said, you have a background in sewing. I have a background in graphic design. With a little Googling, we can figure this out. It turns out after a little bit of Googling, we figured out that it wasn't very hard at all, and that's how Trendy Tailgate was born. So now I'm going to explain to you the materials needed to make a more basic custom t-shirt. So your number one material is going to be a cotton t-shirt. Make sure it is 100% cotton. I have gotten away with 90% cotton. I've even gotten away with 60-40% cotton, but those never wash as well, so I recommend staying with 100% cotton. You can buy these t-shirts at Michael's, Joann's, Walmart, pretty much any craft store, and they're only like $3. They're super inexpensive compared to anything sold online. Next, you will need scissors to cut out the t-shirt, maybe make it cropped or cut the sleeves off, customize it however you want. And you also need the scissors to cut out the transfer sheet. So the transfer sheets, I'll explain next exactly what they are, but they are these sheets that you use to iron onto the shirts, and the outside of it's all white, so if you don't want the white to be on your t-shirt, you have to cut it out exactly the shape you want. So now I'll actually explain what the transfer sheets are. So transfer sheets are sold in Michael's, Joann's, and Walmart. There are two brands that I use, and that is Avery and Jolie's. I'm diametrically opposed to any other brand. I don't think they last as long, they don't wash as well, and sometimes they even peel off. So a transfer sheet is like a normal sheet of paper and has an adhesive side that is activated by heat. So what you do is you'll put it into your regular printer, print out the logo, maybe you designed it or you got it off Google, however you got your logo, doesn't matter. And you will cut it out the exact shape that you want, peel off the side, and place it on the shirt. So now that your transfer sheet paper is all cut out in the shape that you want and it's placed on the shirt, you'll need parchment paper. And parchment paper is super important to the process because without it, you're going to burn either your shirt, the transfer sheet, or just kind of make your iron all icky, and then it's going to make burn marks on other types of clothing. So the parchment paper actually acts as a border in between the transfer sheet and the iron. I've done it accidentally multiple times, so I put the iron directly on to the transfer sheet, and I've actually burned things. It creates a horrible smell. It's super hard to clean, so I highly, highly, highly recommend parchment paper. And then the last two items you'll need is an iron and an ironing board, obviously, so you can iron everything together. And you'll actually just put your shirt down, you'll have your transfer sheet cut out, you'll place it exactly where you want it because once it's ironed on, you cannot take it off. If you ever mess up, it's really like you got to start all over again. So you have your transfer sheet on, you have your parchment paper over, and you're going to set your iron up to, I do the highest heat possible for your more newcomers, just set it to like a cotton setting just so you can get a feel for how everything works. And you'll iron in a circular motion around for probably about 5 minutes. So here are some quick tips that I've learned in the process through trial and error. Like I said earlier, make sure it is cotton. I highly recommend that only 100 cotton%, like I said earlier. Also, when I buy a transfer sheet, I only use the dark sheets. So when you go into the store, there's dark and light sheets. Yes, like light for lighter shirts and dark for darker shirts, but I don't like the way the light shirts wash, so I always use the darker sheets. Also, when washing your shirts, make sure you turn the shirt inside out, put it on delicate, and never ever put it in the dryer. If you put it in the dryer, it's going to destroy the decal. That's all the time we have today. Thank you for tuning in to Trendy Tailgate's first podcast. Please follow us on Etsy and Instagram at Trendy Tailgate 1.